Hello students, today we are going to learn the characteristics of phylum Porifera. So this topic, phylum Porifera, is there in your class 11 syllabus in chapter 3, Animal Kingdom. And so let us know where from this term Porifera come and what are the characteristics, what are the basic and salient features of phylum Porifera. So look at the board, phylum Porifera. Phylum Porifera. So what is the meaning of Porifera? Pori, the term pore or pori or porous. These are the synonyms, porous or pore. Okay, and fairy means F-E-R-R-E. That means bearer. Okay, so porous bearing body or porous bearer or pore bearer. So the animal which bears the pore on its outer body is known as Porifera. Okay, so all the species that includes in this phylum Porifera having pores in its body. So this is phylum Porifera's salient features. One of the salient feature. Now this term come from this Porifera. We learnt it porous and pore and fairy, that means bearer. Okay, and this terminology was coined by scientist Robert Grant. Okay, and he named it the phylum as Porifera. Okay, so next is habit and habitat. So most of the organisms or most of the species of this phylum is sessile by nature. They cannot swim and they do not migrate from one place to another place. Normally, 99% species of phylum Porifera cannot move. They are usually found attached with the substratum. Understand? And they are fixed in a particular place and attached with substratum. This is another feature of phylum Porifera. So first feature is pore bearing body, the animal which bears pore on its outer body, and next its habit and habitat is these are sessile, cannot move and they usually attach with its substrata. Okay, next is body form. The body form is mainly cylindrical and vase-like shaped body found in most of the species of phylum Porifera. See, like body is somewhat like this. Okay, these are mainly the body structure of phylum Porifera's species. Now, next is symmetry. As I said, the animals which includes in the phylum Porifera doesn't have in any particular structure. Okay, so all the species are not identical. They do not have particular structure and they do not have symmetry also. Most of the species are somewhat like cylindrical, vase-shaped, ovular, but they do not have a particular structure and they do not have symmetry. They are asymmetrical. See, they are asymmetrical. Their body pattern is asymmetrical. Or if they are having symmetry, then the symmetry is radial symmetry. Most of the species having asymmetry or radial symmetry. Understand? Okay. Now next is germ layer. Germ layer is very important thing that poriferans are diploblastic. Okay, what is diploblastic? Diplo, the term di means two, as we all know that in biology the term di means two. So the species, all the species of Porifera, they having two germ layer, outer layer and inner layer. There is no middle proper lining in between this outer and inner layer. There is no proper layer present in between outer and inner layer. So poriferans are diploblastic. Understand? Poriferans are diploblastic, having outer layer and a proper inner layer. There is no middle layer. Okay, understand? Next is body plan. Body plan is somewhat, as I told you, that diploblastic body, somewhat like that. If the body is like that, the outer body lining is this one and this is the inner body lining. Okay, there is no prominent middle layer present in poriferans. So outer layer and this one is inner layer. This one is outer, this one is inner layer, somewhat like this. Okay, and the outer layer is dermal layer. Okay, outer layer is dermal layer is known as pinacoderm. Okay, the poriferans having outer layer is known as pinacoderm. And what is the function of pinacoderm? Pinacoderm is a layer that having a small porous cell is known as pinocytes, and this cell actually helps to pinocytosis mechanism. They take water from outside. Okay, and the pinocytosis mechanism, as we all know, taking the water inside, and that is why this germ layer, this dermal layer is present, pinacodermal layer. Pinocytosis, it helps in pinocytosis to take the water inside. Okay, engulfment of water. Okay, taking inside the water taking mechanism is done by this pinocytes, or the layer is known as, the outer dermal layer is known as pinacoderm. Okay, and this inner layer having gastral layer is known as choanocytes. The cell is known as choanocytes, and the total gastral layer is known as choanoderm. Understand? And in between there is no proper lining, though no proper tissue layer, but there is mesenchymal cells present in between two. Outer layer is pinacoderm, inner layer is choanoderm, but in between there is no prominent cell layer, but it has mesenchymal cell or mesenchymal tissues in between pinacoderm and choanoderms. Understand? Next is canal system. This is very important or very crucial part or crucial point of phylum Porifera, because they having water canal system. As I said that it having pinacodermal layer on its outer body surface, and its particular function is to take water from outside. Okay, and there all the food materials are very microscopic, that comes inside the body through this water only, because the Porifera lacks proper digestive system, proper mouth they do not have. That is why all their food comes inside in their body through this water current. Okay, that is why they having a particular salient feature. This is known as water canal system. They take water from the pores through these pores of their body present on the outer layer, and they having a big pore in its body. They release the excreta, release the extra water through this big pores, and the small pores is responsible to take the water inside, and this big pore is there that is responsible to release the water outside. These are the main features of the Porifera. Understand? So let us revise it again. First one is phylum Porifera. The term Porifera comes from that porous means pore, feri means bearer. Okay, so the pore bearer animals are mostly from the phylum Porifera. Next is habit and habitat. Habit and habitat, there most of the animals are very much attached with its substratum. They cannot swim, they cannot move. Next is their body form is somewhat cylindrical and vase-like. They do not have a particular symmetry. They are asymmetrical. If they having any kind of symmetry, that is only radial symmetry. No other symmetry is seen in the Poriferans body. No lateral symmetry is present, or no bilateral symmetry is present in Poriferans body. Only radial symmetry if present. If the body is symmetrical, only the radial symmetry is present. Next is germ layers. They having diploblastic layers. They having di layers. The outside layer is known as pinacoderm. The inner cell layer, inner germ layers is known as choanoderm. Understand? And there is no in between layer, no middle layer, only outer layer and inner layer. The outer layer is outer dermal layer known as pinacoderm, and the inner layer is inner gastral layer is known as choanoderms. There is no middle layer present in between pinacoderm and choanoderm, but there are mesenchymal cells present in between this pinacodermal layer and in the choanoderms layer. This one, if I consider this one is pinacodermal layer, this one is choanodermal layer, and these middle cells are mesenchymal cells. Okay, this is all about poriferan characteristics, and porifera having a salient feature known as canal system. They having water canal system, means they take water through their porous body, and food is also taken inside through this pore with this water current, and their excreta, their wasted food and their unused water released out through a big pore. And this is their mechanism only, because they do not have proper digestive system, they do not have proper excretory system, they do not have proper respiratory system. They only have their water canal system, and water canal system is used as their responsible for their digestion, food taking mechanism, for excretory mechanism. All the body physiological function is done by water canal system, because these are the small animal. Okay, all the poriferans are small animals, so they do not have this complicated organ system. That is why they have a very simple system, which is known as water canal system. Okay, next day in my next video we will talk about this water canal mechanism of poriferans body. So up to this, you should write this whole notes in your